So if you've spent any amount of time in the past few years playing through amp modelers kind of like this, you probably know that by now they all use impulse responses to do their speaker simulations. And I was reading about that a couple days ago, and from what I gathered, it seems like I might be able to just take an impulse response of the entire amp with the entire signal chain and use that as an amp simulator instead. I could be wrong, but I'm going to try that tonight and see if it works. For the signal chain tonight, I'll be using my Deluxe, which is mic'd up with a Rode NT1A. And then that's going into my interface, which is an Audient Sono. And then that 2 amp jack right there is actually a reamp output. So I'll be doing a sine wave sweep with Logic's IR utility and running that back into the amp, recording the impulse response, and then I'll just like play some DI guitar through the Space Designer patch with the impulse response loaded up instead of a reverb one. Okay, take 4. First 2 times the amp was on standby, so I got nothing. And then the 3rd time the camera wasn't working. So, try this again. Here's the, I'll take off standby again. Do a test tonal fast. That works. And then I'll do the frequency sweep. Deconvolve. Okay, so we have an IR that works. Now I'm going to load it into Space Designer and then just run my DI guitar through that, and I'll just do some A/B testing and see how it sounds. And then now the amp. Try my best to play exactly the same both times. It kind of sounds like I hit the strings a little bit harder for the IR versus when I played through the amp. So that's contributing to some sound differences, but I definitely think the IR is a usable sound. It doesn't sound quite as good as the actual amp and the microphone and everything, but you know, for what it is, it works. So I'm pretty happy. So I listened back to the 2. They sound pretty similar. There's some slight differences, but I'm not going to say one is way better than the other. I'll leave that up to you. And then as far as the benefits to this method, I think the main one's probably CPU usage. It's a lot less intensive, I'm assuming, to run a DI track through an IR than it is to either pull up an amp model or something like that. So yeah, it was a fun experiment. Hopefully it was helpful to you. If it was, I hope you like and subscribe. And then I'll see you for the next one.